Are you ready for the Astro-Weather Weekend? May's winding down. Friday, May 30th. Saturday, the 31st. Coffee Talk, Beyonce. Sunday, June 1st. Cancer, Leo Moon Weekend. Let's talk about it. Pew. Grand Rising, good people. It's Eric Taylor, Biggie Astrology, and I hope you're doing well. This is the Astro-Weather Weekend. Thank you for everybody that came last night for episode 344 of my Knowledge is Love Astrology podcast, and all the new subscribers coming from Searchlight Tarot with Elena. We had so much fun, and we're planning some stuff. We're going to be doing, a lot more together in the future, collaborations and stuff like that. So the moon's at 27 degrees, a little bit late today, but it's 9 a.m. Pacific. I'm looking at the chart, 12 noon Eastern, and we've got Venus and Mars in a trine, right? Mars, Leo, Venus, Aries, and we're also, really still dealing with Lilith and Juno and Scorpio, but this Cancer moon is still kind of trining the North Node in Pisces and Eros, and it's coming off the square to Venus. So Friday could be some questions, emotional relationships, even feeling a little insecure about your finances for buying a new car, vehicles, things like that, or your relationship. You thought you had a date Friday night, then they're backing out, they're ghosting you. Well, that type of stuff can definitely play out. And, I think that we've got to kind of really go trusting our intuition and our deep inner knowing, our spiritual practices, and really having faith. Think about the positive thoughts and positive affirmations because you're co-creating your reality. So just stay on the positive, right? That the money, the love, the new career, that it's all going to come into alignment. But speak in gratitude. Don't tell the universe that you want something. That's a spirit and energy of lack. All right. So we're still dealing with Pluto Aquarius. Make sure Geminis, happy birthday. It's Gemini season. My Gemini birth chart sale for Gemini Sun Moon Risings continues to June 20th. It's 206 for 90 minutes via Zoom, right? Natal, solar return, second hand progression, down from 250. That's a nice sale. Or the mini movie of your life, the custom video summary along with transits. Both you get the chart and videos of your placements, but you're also getting a 30-minute Q&A after you receive it. And you can email me pictures and I'll put it in a mini movie with music. It's really nice. It's really a cool way to kind of have this recording of me just reading your chart. But it's normally 350, it's only 305. So Geminis, whether you're a sun, moon, or rising, and remember the solar return chart is breaking down your actual year of life and how it will play out. It's really deep. You'll have the same sun at the same degree point, but you may have a different time of birth, a different day, the day before, and a different ascendant. So you really want to get a solar return chart every year. Secondary progression, you could do it every, 10, 15 years. But it's good to know if you've never done one because you may be born a Gemini sun. And right now, depending on your age, you could be a Cancer, you could be a Leo, or you could be an OG Virgo. All right? So hit me up, eric@biggieastrology.com to book the Gemini birth chart sale. Beyonce, you can hit me up. It's $15, 75 minutes, Saturday, May 31st, mañana at 12 p.m. noon Eastern. We're going to break down her chart. She's an Aries rising, a Virgo sun in the 6th house, Scorpio moon in the 8th, and she's got a wild Libra stellium in the 7th. We're going to learn the good, the bad, the ugly. If you can't make it live, you can still receive the recording to learn all about a Beyonce, her chart, videos of her placements. But Coffee Talk's a great time. People literally come up from all over the world. We got some great people already signed up. So I'll be sending out that Zoom link late tonight. So please, it closes at around midnight on the Pacific. So sign up today for Coffee Talk, Astrological Coffee Talk with Eric, Biggie Astrology, $15, 75 minutes. And I'll be announcing my June Coffee Talks probably on Monday, June 2nd. And my community starts. If you guys want to join an amazing community, it's on Buddy Boss. I'll be releasing it, sending it in my newsletter. Go to my website, biggieastrology.com, sign up for the newsletter. But I'll be putting the link on my community post page, my post page. and also in a video releasing that Sunday or Monday. So you can join $5 a month just to get into the group. And there's in our Knowledge is Love tribe, there's like 12 different groups ranging from astrology to numerology to crystals, herbs, health, everyday spirituality, your businesses, mind your business, also creativity, share what you create, meditations and mantras. We've got what's on your mind, just asking, talking about questions, subjects. There's a lot. So it's really going to be awesome. We have some amazing practitioners. They're going to be, helping to lead and contribute to the groups. But we're going to get out of it whatever we put into it. We can all communicate and share. Obviously, I'll be putting stuff in astrology in different groups as well. But this is a great group. Now, $18, you get 10% off of all services. You get 50% off of a natal, solar return, or secondary progression chart once you're in the group for a year. And you get discounts from all of my podcast guests that have offered, different services and discounts and special messages. So that's a group you could watch different clips as well. So this is the group for you. And there's going to be much more in there, but there's a lot of learning. There's free insights and tips, exclusive content. And on top of it, for $18, you're going to get both coffee talks for that price, which is $35 a month. So if you already come to Coffee Talk, you're saving a lot just from Coffee Talks, $18. Now, it'll only be $18 for a while, so you want to sign up the first couple of months. Maybe by September or October or the end of the year, we're going to increase the price because this is going to be a very powerful community. All respect, no negative stuff. It's all about positivity and love. You will be asked to leave the group if you are really nasty or mean or negative or hateful towards anyone. That's not what I'm about. Knowledge is Love tribe. That's what it's all about. So let's get to the chart for the Astro-Weather Weekend and break down this Cancer Leo moon during Gemini season and see what's going on with the Cazimi. It's resetting Mercury, so communication is going to get better. And this is a real positive day. Venus trine Mars, Gemini, Mercury resetting, and we're going to get into this weekend the second decan, the Gemini Libra decan. All right, let's get to the chart for the Astro-Weather Weekend. Biggie Astrology. Pew. All right, forget about a Friday, good people. May 30th, 2025, 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 noon Eastern, and we're rocking with the Cancer moon. So it's at 27 degrees, so should finish up at around 3 degrees on the East Coast and 4 degrees on the West. So tomorrow at Coffee Talk, we should be looking at it at around Cancer 10 or 11 degrees, okay? So this Cancer moon is coming off of the square early this morning as we were awakening, right, to Venus and Aries. And it's also going to be squaring Chiron. So there could be some feelings of insecurity and independence in relationships, and your partner doesn't respond back, or they are always doing things without you and not including you, with their groups of friends. And you could feel a little kind of be caught up in the feels about that, but this is where we can manifest the love and trust your intuition. Cancer moon trining the Pisces North Node and Eros, okay? Taurus and Uranus in that sextile with Eros, just sudden random love. Now, see Mercury, we're having a Cazimi coming off of that. And, now Mercury is ahead of the sun. So that's where communication is really clear again. When it's behind the sun, it's not as clear. So Gemini Mercury, boom, it's on. Communication. And really straight ahead to June 9th, there's going to be so much information that I think the collective is getting exhausted and tired of it. And I promise you, when Jupiter goes to Cancer, you'll feel a shift probably June 10th. It's going to start to change where it's not so much emotional and mental overload. in terms of the communication. And, things will just be a little bit more clear, precise, little less gossip, okay? And probably less confusion as well. Obviously, we're still dealing with the Mars, and that's going to be on its way to trining Chiron, which can really bring some deep healing through movement and activity. But the trine to Venus is really good, for passion, love, but going on a date night where you're like hiking or walking or just moving around a lot, going from bar to bar, club to club. Hey, I'm going to tell you, stay away from alcohol and drinking. It does shrink the brain. It can mess with the kidneys and the pancreas. We're still dealing with the health axis, Virgo South Node, Pisces North Node, and you're going to feel the Jupiter squaring that. So we have we're really, even though Jupiter is, and the moon is really not the moon. The moon is sextiling the Virgo South Node, but the Jupiter now at 27, and the nodes are at 24, it's still within range. When it gets to 28, you won't feel it as much for a square. But it's about expanding our consciousness and getting new information and new knowledge about our health. And so with new data comes information to change. Oh, wow, I didn't realize that nicotine patches are good for my health. Oh, I didn't realize that I shouldn't be, drinking this or eating that, right? Oh, fast food's got all these chemicals, right? I shouldn't get unorganic fruits or, just whatever it is. So when you have new information, you've got to put it through your mental rinse cycle and make the changes, okay? That's going to be beneficial to you. Lilith and Juno still in Scorpio. And, it's Venus Day, Friday, date nights. Remember, Mondays and Fridays not a good day to work out. It's more about relaxing and chilling. And so have a good Friday. This is a great energy for love and a date night and things like that. I'll have to check in on wifey. Next month, end of the month, we're coming up on our anniversary, 17 years. So we definitely need some more date nights. All right, let's get to Astro Weather from May 31st, Coffee Talk. Hit me up, eric@biggieastrology.com. Beyonce's birth chart. You don't want to miss it. And if you can't make it live, you can still pay the $15 and receive the recording and all the information. And you'll just get that on Saturday afternoon once we're done. All right? Eric Taylor, Biggie Astrology. Let's get ready for this Leo moon. Think it will be at around 10 or 11 degrees tomorrow. All right? Pew. All right, Seeking Saturday, Sabado, the day of the planet Saturn. Great day for spiritual practice and discipline, but also for working out the full body for your bones, your machines. Saturn is machines too. Okay, so what do we say? The Leo moon, 11 degrees. There you go, Lucy. So 6 degrees will make it 17 on the East Coast, 18 on the West Coast. So as you're going to bed and then getting ready to wake up, early on the East Coast, you'll feel the probably around 6 or 7 a.m. But even as you're going to sleep, you'll feel the conjunction, and you'll start to feel it as you're going to bed Saturday night, the moon and Mars. So, just watch out for, if you're coming in late or arguing with your mom. Mars is brothers and boyfriends, so avoid the arguments with your boyfriends, ladies, or fellas, same sex, or with your brothers. Because when it's in Leo, it could be about a lack of generosity or sharing the spotlight, or this one's being too stubborn or arrogant, or this one's not, considering that one. That can definitely play out with this energy. Now, the Leo moon, obviously, forgot to mention it, but it was finishing up Friday night opposing Pluto. So there could be some interesting news in the collective, war stuff. Obviously, Trump is tweeting out stuff about tariffs with China, and, stock market's down on Friday a little bit. So we'll see what's going on. There's just so much, and just try to avoid all the drama and news with the Diddy stuff. It's silliness. It's distraction. he may not even really do time. I mean, I'd be surprised. I don't trust any of this. I feel like it's a big charade. Okay. Lilith and Juno. Lilith is now at 6 degrees. It's retrograding back. And with this Leo moon for Saturday and Sunday and a little bit of un poquito Monday, Leo sun signs, intermittent fasting, no drugs, no sex, no alcohol, no cursing. Whenever the moon goes back to your natal sun sign, it's a time to reset your body on the cellular level. It's really powerful, and it's just, even if you do for 48 hours or the full 60 hours, because the moon will transit a sign in the house for 60 hours, which is 2.5 days. Okay? Remember, our calendar's messed up, the Gregorian. We should really be on the Julian calendar, 13 months, 28 days, because there's 13 lunar cycles. All right? And we can get into the lunar mansions. For example, this Leo moon is in the lunar mansion of Venus. Okay, so Saturday, it's, well, it will be. It's starting off on the south node, but Saturday is definitely going to be about spirituality and then relationships later on in the day. Probably, I would say, after 4 p.m. Eastern, it's going to all Saturday night, late afternoon, it's going to be all about the party, the barbecue, the cookout, and, looking flossy. All right. So enjoy this Leo moon. It is coming off of sextile in the sun. We're in the second decan. So moon sextile sun is really nice with your inner and outer self, feeling in alignment and, being action orientated. Even Saturday morning, going for a hike, farmers markets, fairs, bazaars. I used to love the fairs in New York City. And it's sextile into Mercury as well. So just remember, the Gemini Libra decan is much more involved in relationships. And these are the people who can be the lawyers or even better, I don't want to say better actors, but they're also into the aesthetics of things. These are the fashionistas. Although their Gemini decan is just like pure Gemini. They are like, they're all about change and creativity and stuff like that. Gemini Libra decan is going to be a little bit more focused on the relationships, okay? So just remember, with Saturn and Neptune and Aries, we're still feeling, and we're coming in, because you're going to feel that trine Friday evening, where the Leo moon is trining Saturn and Neptune and Aries. And so that can bring in and cement in, through your initiation and action, some new spiritual discipline and ideologies that you can really cement in, and is really good for the passion and fire of your creativity. Okay, so really be aware of that and tap into that, and definitely enjoy the energy of Saturday. I would also say that with the Lilith, it's coming off of the moon was squaring it, Leo and Scorpio. So early Saturday morning, or as you're waking up, or really I would say as you're going to bed Friday night, there could be some, disagreements about emotions, and even some jealousy, okay? So just be mindful of that, and we just got to consider these things and understand how these energies play out, excuse me, and how they can literally affect us. The stars, the planets, are these light-bodied frequencies that vibrate and affect us and our lives, whether you know astrology or not, every single day. Okay, it's really strong. And when you're aware of it, you just become more conscious to your chart, so then you can see it and point it out. Otherwise, everybody else, they're just like, oh, why did that happen? And oh, I can't believe this. This was so random, this, that. No, it's not. It's written in the stars, the map of your life, the remembrance of your soul. So let's get to Sunday, where we'll see the Leo moon. 17 and 6 should be at around 23 degrees, the most 24 degrees for Sunday, June 1st. Astro-Weather Weekend. Eric Taylor, Biggie Astrology. Pew. Domingo. Happy June, everybody. Eric Taylor, Biggie Astrology. Sunday's Astro Weather, 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 noon Eastern. And I know you guys came and you enjoyed Coffee Talk. So, look at that Leo moon, 24 degrees, like I said. So, that conjunction to Mars, you're going to feel that late Saturday night and Sunday morning. And then this Leo moon is going to finish up, kind of right at 0 degrees. So, we'll end at like 0 degrees and 1 degrees Virgo going into Monday. So, Monday, Tuesday, un poquito Wednesday, we'll have the Virgo moon. So it's going to be a Virgo Libra moon week, okay? But this Leo moon is definitely trining the Venus and the Chiron, right? In Aries. So that's over there in the ninth house. And that's really nice. Obviously, look in your charts for the Leo and the Aries energy. Also where you have Gemini, as Mercury's pulling away from the sun. Mercury's going through Gemini pretty quickly, okay? But remember, it only is ever 28 degrees away from the sun, and Venus is only 60 degrees away from the sun, all right? So, and don't forget, Jupiter, June 9th, will be going into Cancer. I'm your private dancer. So, with the Leo moon hitting Venus and Chiron, this is where creativity and play, doing things from your heart, is really going to open up a lot of things for you to make you feel goody-goody, all right? And to even heal some of those wounds. When the Chiron is in Aries, it's, America's Chiron, but it's our initial wounding of not being able to properly initiate and assert ourselves and become the president and leaders of our own lives. I've been tooting that horn months before the election, but this is what the charts have been screaming and saying to us, okay? And just know that this is going to be an interesting weekend, and we'll get into next week, obviously with the moon in Virgo. So that means I've got to do some fasting, right? Monday, Tuesday, and a little bit of Wednesday. So I'll be looking forward to that. Let you know how I do with that. And moving the body, because the moon is your body, your health and intuition in Leo. And Sunday, that's going to be good. So get outside in the sun, go to the beach, get in the pool. I may get in the pool and play. Do things like that, but definitely do stuff that's heart-focused and heart-centered. I'm going to teach my kids how to play spades, I think, this weekend. I've been meaning to do it, and I just got to get to it. And obviously, I got some charts I got to set up for next week, work. But the moon is squaring Uranus. So on Sunday, probably, I would say, 28, 4, around Sunday night, around 8 p.m. Eastern, there could be some, interesting things in the stock market opening up in China and Japan, looking to future bonds here in America and stocks. But, just be mindful that we're going to hear some stuff and some news coming out, obviously, I would say Friday night, but even next week, more so about health, right? I remember I told you eventually he's going to step out more, and he's coming out with stuff, RFK Jr., and making changes to health, to shots, to food dyes, to fluoride. These things are already starting to come in place. Certain states, Oklahoma, Florida, there's a lot of bills, things being passed that you can't do spraying in the sky from planes, things like that. So just be prepared, but more things next week with the Virgo moon coming up. And this is going to be an interesting Cancer Leo moon weekend. And it's a moon, a weekend of really purity, and just enjoying yourself, but spending time in nature, okay? And just could be some arguments around values or self-worth or money on Sunday night. So just be mindful of that. Try to ground in your physical body and, appreciate nature. Try to stay in gratitude. That's That's always going to be the key. All right. Gratitude and being your authentic self, vibrating from your heart chakra. And with the Lilith and Scorpio, you still got to trust your EQ, that emotional intuition. It's really, really strong. And you see where the Juno is, so the Leo moon will be squaring it. Could be some issues in relationships, wedding plans, just a little brief hiccup. Don't get upset. The wedding's not getting canceled. It's just, you're not agreeing on the cake, or you're not agreeing on how many groomsmen or bridesmaids, or, the guest list. You want to cap it off at 100 or 150, and somebody wants 225. Hey, try not to wake up the next morning in crazy debt. If your parents aren't paying for it and you got to do it yourselves, like my wife and I, we woke up the next morning without debt, and God is good. All right, Astro-Weather Weekend, May 30th, 31st, and June 1st. And I hope I see you at Coffee Talk Saturday, 12 noon Eastern, $15.75 with Miss Beyonce Knows. The good, the bad, the ugly. Let's see the chart. All right, Astro-Weather Weekend. Pew. That's it, good people. Exhale, breathe. Breath is spirit, and that's going to be really important. Staying in your breath work, connecting with nature and these amazing crystals, activating that third eye, tap on it. Look at your 12th house and see what sign it is. That tells you what crystals you could put in the bed, one under the pillow, one next to your hip or thigh. And have a great weekend. A Cancer, Leo moon, Gemini season. It's all about being social, family, friends, and play. That's what's on the agenda for this weekend as we end May and go into June. And Monday, I'm launching my community, $18 a month, Buddy Boss. All right, we're gonna break it down, and I'll be sending out the link, and you can sign up. And it is going to be great. I am so excited. And you can just start posting in the groups, ask questions, share your thoughts, whatever group resonates with you, but you can participate in every group. There's 12 different groups, and, just sharing information. But I will be putting exclusive content in the group astrologically. And you're also going to get some different potential discounts and services and information from Wifey as well, from Sabale Pure. You know what it is, all right? She's got a great sale, SABALIpure.com, $25 off. If you're ready to make the switch, buy 2 deodorants, Trace Mineral Deodorant. It will change your life. You don't need the aluminum and the toxins, but you also need the good ingredients put in, and that's what she does, to help you, detox and to really be healthy. Remember, you're not a pig. You're supposed to sweat. That's how you release toxins out of your body and the endocrine system, okay? Along with lymphatic system, that's how we dispose our waste in our body. So you gotta sweat, people, all right? But just do it with a great deodorant in a healthy way. She's got the best products around. If you're not brushing your teeth and using deodorant with her stuff, I don't know what you're doing. Because I know what you got is not better than her products. I'm just being real, all right? Eric Taylor, Big E Astrology, Astro-Weather Weekend, Gemini Birth Chart Sale, Beyonce, Coffee Talk, Eric at BigEastrology.com. Hit me up. And thank you for all the new subscribers. And Elena, we had so much fun last night. If you haven't seen it, go back and watch the podcast. She had some technical issues, but we got it figured out, and then we just went full steam ahead and had a lot of fun talking about the energy, pulling cards, live tarot card readings. I was doing some astrology readings. It was a lot of fun. All right, so enjoy. Eric Taylor, Biggie Astrology, and I hope Monday you sign up for the community. All right, Knowledge is Love Tribe. It's going to be on and popping. Peace.